Hello and welcome to Chat with Charli. I am your host, Charli. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everybody's doing well today. Hello, Miss Katie. Nice to see you. Wonderful. For those of you who may be new, I will be doing live readings. You're more than welcome to join me live in the studio. I'm going to post the link to where you can join me live. Again, we don't have our wonderful Christine here. She's taking some time off. We so miss her. But yes, so bear with me. Same as last show that we did. I will try to read all the comments. If I don't see yours, because I think there was a few that was missed last week. If I do not see them, repost it, because I'm not intentionally missing you or skipping you. It's that I just am not seeing it. Hello, Miss Lori. Nice to see you, love. Fantastic. And hello, Miss Penny. I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday. Yeah, we don't celebrate the traditional Thanksgiving as most people do. As a shaman, you can see why, right? But we definitely do use it as a day of gratitude, for sure, for everything that we have experienced throughout that year and what we are hopeful to manifest for the upcoming year. So I hope everybody had a fantastic week. And I'm just going to start off right away with, does anybody have any questions? Because I tried to get everybody I could possibly get in last week. So I want to make sure I try to make as much time and room as I can for everybody within this hour. So let's see, Miss Katie. Yeah, Katie, if you want to give me a specific name, I work really well with names and that helps me a lot. Okay, let's see. This is Penny from Michael. Thank you. Thank you for that name. Okay. Okay, I do have someone here. Okay. So I'm going to give you a description and if you could just give me a feedback in the comments, that's going to help me. I have a gentleman here. He's what I would consider a little bit on the bigger side. He has a bit of a belly. He's not like obese or anything like that, but he has a bit of a belly. Round face. His eyes are what I would say is narrow, and they're like the most thing that's sticking out to me is they're like farther apart. Okay, 100% true. Hi, let's see, Miss Katie. Does that work for you? Does that sound like him to you? Penny, does that sound like Michael? Okay, she's saying, I'm not sure who that would be. Okay. He's definitely yours. And he's saying, okay. What is she saying? So he's saying, Brian is the name that I'm getting. He was somebody I went to school with. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. I'm sorry, just give me a minute. I'm just gathering some information. Okay. So I feel like he was definitely someone, he wasn't like somebody who had a large circle or a large circle of friends. He wasn't very sociable. I feel like he was very introverted, very kind, very, just very quiet, very kind. He never married. He was very particular. He was very particular about his surroundings. He was very tidy, very clean. Very well read. I think he would prefer to read a book than to watch TV. Very smart, in my opinion. This is coming from the way that I view it. I think he was a very smart dude. I just find him to be very peaceful. He was most peaceful when he was by himself. You were very kind to him. When I feel like a lot of people were not. It's not that they weren't kind, but I believe that he was overlooked or misunderstood. Not like blatantly mean or anything, or bullying or anything like that, but people never really went out of their way to be kind. And I feel like you were kind when there was no direct need to be. And you would always smile at him, is what I'm being told. And it was that smile that kind of carried him through and made him feel better, made him feel seen, is what was said. And it wasn't that you guys had this like, great, strong, long committed personal relationship or anything like that, but you definitely made an impact in his life. You definitely made him feel noticed. You impacted him. And, sometimes it's just that we don't realize, that person that we're talking to the grocery store and we're saying, hi, how are you? Or we hope you have a blessed day, or anything like that. How those few words of kindness, how that impacts another person. But I feel like you had done this multiple times with him. It wasn't like a one and done. definitely, like, I just get this teddy bear kind of energy from him. Just a really sweet energy. That's the best way I can put it. And the message here really is that you touched his life, you impacted him, and he's grateful for it. I know usually the readings are much more intense and there's a lot more to it, but or they're more familial readings, but he really just wanted to pop in and say that and let you know the importance of it. And maybe it's because you don't feel that those interactions are important, or that you would have such an impact on somebody, but you did and you continue to do. Yeah, so I will leave you with that, and thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Let me scroll back here so I don't miss anybody. Let's see. I think that she was first. So my bio dad, I was told his name is Eugenio, or father of my children. His name, so two different people. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have a gentleman here. He's got dark hair. I feel like he was very almost, that the energy that comes from that is the only word that comes to mind is like strict. Or that can come across as controlling too. But very like firm, like I rule with an iron fist kind of energy. And I actually feel that this is Dennis. I feel like there is, okay, he's talking like 100 miles an hour. There's a lot of I don't want to use the word regret, so I'm going to replace that with sadness. I think there is some sadness of things that was not said, along with he honestly thought that there was going to be more time. But definitely sadness for that. Let me see. I want to see your feedback. Cool. Sounds like him. Maybe. Yeah. With the maybe with the sadness, or, I hate to say regret, I hate that word. It just sounds so negative, and he's not coming across in that way. He's not coming across like, weighed down or forlorn. But definitely acknowledging the fact that he truly thought that there was going to be more time, and he, I think, knows from this his current space, the impact that his actions had on others, and that like domino effect, whereas before in life he didn't. And it's been challenging for you. And he did not realize how much you were facing before he passed. He didn't realize how much you were facing. And I think the anxiety is what I'm feeling. So I feel like the anxiety is also stemming from that as well and carrying over. Possibly into this next relationship is what I feel like he's referring to. Let's see, what does she say? Yes, it was a huge domino effect. Okay. Let me see. Yes, really bad anxiety. Okay. So, you're kind of, and I think he's recognizing that role, and he's saying, I'm taking responsibility for my part in that. I'm recognizing that. And I'm sorry that had happened unbeknownst to him at the time. And he doesn't want you to carry that over into this relationship. Because I feel like those wounds are deep. And it's very hard to let go of it. And it's even harder for anybody to step into those particular shoes. You kind of have to approach it with, that was something I had went through. I have learned from that. I have experienced that, and I know better, and I will recognize it, and I will not go through that again. Does that make sense the way I'm explaining it? Yes, they are very hard to let go. I feel like I self-sabotage. Yeah, I think we all do at different times. And I know a lot of people don't admit that, but I can pretty much guarantee you could walk down the street, and at one point in time, every single human has done that. And the hardest part is recognizing it. So I think you've done the hardest part. And now it's just catching yourself in those moments. And when you catch yourself falling into those same patterns or behavior, is stopping it and going, okay, no, I choose different this time. And you may have to do that for a long time before you completely change that frame of thought. But you can change it. You can. Let's see what else he has to say here. He's showing me like you're sitting on like a puffy couch, like the end of it is puffy. My couch has like narrow arms, but this is like puffy. And your hand is here, and I feel like he's touching your hand, and you recognize that, or you can sense that. Maybe that's a better word. Does that make sense to you when I say that? I'm just seeing your hand on like this really puffy, like the end of a puffy kind of couch. So Miss Katie, if you can respond and let me know if you can take that, because otherwise I'm just going to keep getting the same information. Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry about the delay for anybody who's watching, but it's important that I kind of get that feedback for spirit before I can continue. And, you know that he is there. He's still supporting you. And I know that sounds super cliche. Everybody in spirit will support us if we need them. But I feel like, particularly him, that you may silently call out to or think about and draw him to you, almost in that quiet desperation. I need your assistance. I think he's a wonderful cohort in the spirit realm that will absolutely be a great addition to your ancestral team. Definitely. Yeah. So I hope that that has helped you. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to read for you. I appreciate it. Okay, let me scroll up and see if I have missed anybody. Let's see. Who wrote that? Okay, so whoever wrote this, wow. I'm a human being and I can be wrong, but I was not wrong in any of my reading. That was kind of snotty. Wow. Okay. Hello, Kristen. How are you? And Tracy. Wonderful. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. And Anne is here. Hello, Anna. It's been forever, love. Wonderful to hear from you. Okay, here's one. I was wondering if I can ask you about something. Not long ago, you did one of those stream readings where you said there was a gentleman behind me holding sunflowers. Well, when you were about to log off, I had a feeling sensation of what seemed like static electricity being pulled away from me. Any idea what that might have been? I've been trying to figure out a way to explain what I felt. It could have been him. It could have just been his presence. And when he had left, maybe that's the way that you had read that energy when it's around you. We all sense energy differently. There are, I'll use myself as an example. When my grandmother is around, I always smell her perfume. When my grandfather is around, I always feel a heaviness in my chest. And I'm very clairaudient, but I'm clairvoyant, but I'm just basing it on feelings because you said it felt that way to you. So when he's around, it could feel that way to you. And I also feel that he needed that closure. What was said during that reading, and I'm trying to recall, I read so many people, but I believe from what I'm hearing now, what was said in that reading, whatever that was, which I'm hearing it was like a mediumship reading. So I think that whatever was said was something that he really wanted to say in order to allow that closure to happen. So that too might have been what you were feeling from that. I hope that that made sense and that was helpful. I really do. but I believe that you were just sensing the energy. So let's see. This is Tom. Hello, Tom. How are you, love? Okay. It's so good to see you. Good. Okay. So I'm going to take my 2-minute break and then I'm going to come back and do the rest of the readings. I will see you guys in 2 minutes. Thank you so much. Hello, thanks for waiting. I appreciate you. For everybody. Our sponsors are fantastic, and I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to spend a couple of minutes to really promote them. Okay, so let's see who else has any questions that they would like. This can be psychic or mediumship, either one. Any questions that you may have, you can post them in the comments. I'm also going to paste the link where you can join me live in studio. I will, however, not be accepting anybody from the YouTube link because I can't really verify you. Let's see, Kristen. I have been thinking about 2 people a lot lately, and I want to know if they are around me. You know what? That's like saying, do I have the color blue around me? We always, and I don't mean any disrespect by saying that at all, but we always have loved ones around us. You would be just floored if you knew how many ancestors that pop in and out consistently around us. So I can tell you one of 2 things. We always have people around us, but if they're popping up in your mind out of the blue, out of nowhere, it's not like you were looking at a photo album and then you started looking at them, or somebody mentioned them and then you start thinking of them. If they're just popping in your mind out of the complete blue, then yes, they are definitely present with you. That's a fantastic sign that their presence around you, their energy, you're very familiar with because you've been around it when they were in life. So you're feeling that same energy of that soul come around you. But if you want to give me like specific names or something like that, then yeah, I can definitely hone that in. But my feeling is if it's just popping in your mind for absolutely no reason, then they are for sure. I had my daughter, my youngest daughter, who was like, I have been thinking about Papa, and literally he was walking up and down the hall that day. So yeah. And let's see, my grandfather and my cousin. Okay, so I am picking up a grandfather energy. I feel like there was some lung heart, this upper area. There were some issues that were going on there. And I want to say he had something going on with his stomach as well. And a problem with his foot. So does that reside with you? If you can just send me a little comment, that's going to help me and I can move forward. I want to make sure that you can take the person I have. And he's wearing like a button-up shirt with the collar open. It's not quite buttoned all the way. Kristen, if you can leave a comment and let me know if you can take that, that'd be great. Yes, congestive heart failure. Great. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Wow. Okay. Have you been like, he's showing me a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm sorry if I'm being quiet. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting all the information. He's saying you're making a lot of changes recently. Like when I say recently, I'm going to say within the last month, you've made some changes where you're like going through your house. It's like you're eliminating things from your home or you're reorganizing things where you're doing that. And it's almost like you're trying to keep yourself busy. You're trying to clear your mind. And by clearing your mind, you're kind of doing that in your space. And I feel like you have struggled with, okay, let's see. What does she say? Trying to figure out where we're going to with our floors. Okay, good. I feel like you have, the way it's being impressed upon me from what he's saying is you have struggled with decision making. Almost like you second guess yourself or you want to ask other people for their input to make sure that your decision was good. Or do you want to change it? It's almost like you have to have like a bunch of opinions before you go, yes, mine was a good idea. And I think the message that he's relaying is that you never had, let's see, what does she say? Yes, I am always overthinking. I don't think when he was present that you had enough of that. You make good choices, you make good decisions. It was never really reinforced to the degree that maybe it should have been. But he's definitely impressing upon that to like quit second guessing. Don't ask anybody else. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It matters what you say. It matters what you want. And he's so funny because the way that it's coming across, nobody's going to live with it but you. The way that he's saying it is very like abrupt. You know, nobody's going to live with it but you. These are your choices, your decisions. I feel like he was a very loving person, but I don't think that everybody saw him that way. I don't think everybody, it's almost like he shielded his emotions or his responses. And it could just be, his, the way that he was brought up, or, it's very atypical for older men anyways. But I feel like there is regret in doing that you weren't bolstered enough in that arena. And it's almost like he wants to correct that like pronto. You know what I mean? Um, and I think your current project or whatever that you're working on, that's just one facet, but this is like in all areas. It is what is being impressed upon me by him, is that you do that with multiple things, not just this current project that you're working on. Let me see what she says here. He was loving, and yes, no, saw him that we always said that he was an old Irish star man. Okay, good. um I really feel like it's just really important to him now. And I don't know if you're reflecting within yourself and you're wishing or wanting that you could just be more definitive. But I think that's why his presence is more pronounced to you now, because he's really trying to get that message across to you. Um, you are definitely loved. You are worthy. Um, and you do make good decisions. So I hope that that was helpful for you. Um, and again, I think he's an excellent, just like I said with the previous person, I think he's an excellent addition to your ancestry team. Um, I would love to have him in mind. So I think it's pretty fantastic. I hope that that was helpful, and thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up. Let's see if I've missed anyone. Um, this one is very interesting. I don't know who this is. I have a question. In a recent dream, there was a woman who said that I have been waiting for you. Is this a new guide? Um, I have no name to work off of. I don't have your name. Can you type your name in the comments? Because all it's saying is Facebook user. So if this is you, put your name in the comments so I can answer this, because this is a pretty cool question. Okay. It is Chris. Okay. Let me go back. I've been waiting for you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the impression that I have. It's almost like a door is opening when she's saying, I have been waiting for you. I feel like she's older and her hair is longer, kind of, I don't know, frizzy maybe is the word I'm looking for. Is that what you had experienced and saw? Does that make sense, Chris? If you can just write in the comments and let me know, because I'm seeing like a door open, and I have been waiting for you, and I do feel it's a guide. um, I feel this is a guide that's specifically going to be working with you, um, doing root work. That's what I'm picking up on. So if you can give me, okay, here we go. Her appearance was a bit fuzzy. I can say yes to the hair. The scene was something out of the Gilded Age. Yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah. But I do feel that she is a guide, and I feel it's going to be working with root work. Yeah. She was older. Yes. Good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can give you, I feel like her name is like very unusual. It's like Undine, or it's along those lines. I'm hearing it so quickly. Undine. That's the closest I can get to it, is the name Undine. Yeah. So I hope that that was helpful. I love the question, though. That was fun. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay, let's see. This is Tom. Was wondering if my grandfather Hugh or my uncle Jim have some kind of message for me. Been feeling them sporadically. Hugh or Jim? Okay, I have a gentleman here who is, gosh, I think he's not 6 feet. Feel like this is a grandfather energy. I feel like I want to stand a little bit taller, a little bit broader shouldered. I feel like when he walked into a room, that it wasn't like he commanded authority or anything like that. I think it was his energy, his presence. When he walked in, everybody would like turn and look, like that type of energy that he had. Let me see. I feel like he was, this is going to sound so funny, but like I just see him, he was like a good old boy. That's the best way I can describe him. I think he had very strong values. I think he had very strong morals that he lived by, but I also think that he was not opposed to kicking back and swearing and drinking beer and having a good steak. Does that make sense? Can you take that information, Tom? Because I don't want to go forward until you can take it. Okay. Let's see. My grandfather was all about kicking back and joking, not so much a beer drinker. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Let me keep that up there. Yeah, I feel like he was like a good old boy. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but definitely. But he would have a few from time to time. Okay, good. Yeah. I just feel that like he was, I I think he's the type of person, like, if he was driving down the street and somebody's car was broke down, he would try to help them. I think he would, like, get out and push the car or jump the car. Like, the impression that I'm getting from him is he was just a very, very good person in that way. He definitely would. Okay. Good, good, good. If you're asking if he's been around, the answer would be not only would it be a yes, it would be a hell yes. He's definitely been around a lot. I feel like the last 6 weeks have been kind of turbulent is the word I'll use. Lots of different things going around. Yeah. Lots of different things going on. I think that there's some changes that either have been made or are coming that he is trying to help navigate. And a lot of people take that for granted. Spirit does so much work behind the scenes that we don't even know about. I can't imagine how exhausted my ancestors are at times. I'm sure. So let's see. Makes sense. Good. So I feel like that's why he is so present. And he's not really sharing details with me. He's not saying if it's, one thing or another thing, but he's definitely impressing upon me. These are kind of chaotic energies and times and things that are going on. I feel like okay. Yes. So I feel like he wants to impress that you have to like make time for peace in your life, that you help a lot of people, you do a lot of things, but you're constantly moving, you're constantly running, and your brain never has a break. And I also feel like your sleep has been affected. I don't know. The way that he's relaying it to me is there's like interrupted sleep. There's not consistent sleep. Waiting on some things. Okay. Yeah. But he's definitely around. And I know you mentioned a couple of names, and what I do is just kind of hone in. But I will tell you, I feel like there are 4 people that are fairly consistent around you. I know you just mentioned him and another person, but I feel like there's 4. There's somebody with a C name that's pretty consistently around you too. And I'm not really going into that energy. I'm just kind of sticking with Hugh. But I definitely want to acknowledge that as well. I want to also relay that everything will work out. I know that it's almost like you're waiting. But it's going to work out. It's going to be just fine. It's going to feel a little chaotic, but it will work out fine. I do feel like, I know you had mentioned job related, but I believe there's going to be some changes in regards to that. And he's impressing that, you're spending too much time indoors, that you're not spending enough time outdoors. And I feel like that is not like normally a part of your personality, but it recently is. But just know that he is there, definitely supporting you. Let's see. I do need to make more videos outdoors for my channel. Good, good. But he's there. He's supporting you for sure. Like I said, you have 4 that just me talking to you right now, I'm picking up on. That could change in 10 minutes. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Who else did we have here? Let's see. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I think that's about all I can take right now because we're at the end of the hour. But I do want to thank everybody for joining me. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity. And I will see you next time, same place. Have a great day. Bye.